6 years in the game, absolutely insane. I was just thinking about that yesterday, entering my 7th year now. So I had a moment of reflection, about how far I came. No, it wasn't an easy journey, obviously. I was losing like crazy. I lost the first year, second year, third year I lost also. And actually, in the last months of the third year, things kind of started to click. And I was making a little bit of money, but in the fourth year, really it started to click even more. And towards mid fourth year, things really took off. So like I said, 6 years are done now. I'm 24 years old, so I started at a pretty early age. And I'm just really grateful that I didn't give up, obviously, because like everyone, when you guys started something new, you have feelings of quitting when you guys are feeling well. I never really had these feelings, but at times I was questioning myself, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? All that kind of stuff. So grateful for where I am now, and I thought I'd make this video today to tell you guys 4 tips that really changed my trading, 4 things that really took my trading to the next level, basically, and I hope they're gonna help you guys. So funny story, 6 years ago, my friend told me this website called Baby Pips, and he told me to go take a look at that website. It's gonna help me to trade, basically, to learn how to trade. So I went on that website, and I took notes for about 2-3 months. I think they have a school on their website that kind of teaches the basics of forex trading. So I learned all that stuff. I learned what a pip is, leverage, what's a pair, what's the forex market, basically foreign exchange market, right? So after that, 2-3 months later, I opened a demo account, and I was making shit ton of money on that. Like, I think I made like 100,000. I opened like a 500,000 account, and I was just buying, selling, and I made a shit ton of money on that. So I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm set. I'm set for life. So after that, 2 months later, I opened a live account, and that morning, I still remember I was shitting my pants. I was like, yo, I don't know what to do. So honestly, I opened the chart, I opened the trading view. I had no idea what to do. So I think I knew just about supply and demand, but quickly I saw a video or two, but I didn't know where to place a trade, like where to enter on the chart, and I had no strategy. I didn't know about risk management. I knew the definition thanks to Baby Pips, but I didn't know risk management at all, like how to calculate lot sizes, all that kind of stuff, fixed lot size, and basically all that kind of stuff. So here I am now, 6 years later. I'm really thankful, and I'm gonna give you guys these tips today, and hopefully they help you. So without wasting time, let's get into it. And if you guys like this video after watching, I hope you guys can leave a like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. I'm trying to grow this channel. I just started a few months ago, and I'm trying to reach a bigger audience, share my knowledge basically with other traders, and help other traders get to where I am now. So let's get into it. Alright guys, number one. So the number one thing that I changed my trading to become a profitable trader was that I stopped strategy hopping. So that was so key for me, so important, because what I used to do is that, let's say I would follow a certain strategy, and let's say that it wasn't profitable for, let's say, a month. I would change the strategy completely. Like, I would hop on something else, and then I would go on another strategy. It had its ups, and then as soon as that down came, or the consolidation phase where it was break even, I would change it again. So it was like, mostly if I was getting bored or something, I always wanted to be in profit. Even now, I always want to be in profit, obviously. Like, I want to win, obviously, but at the time, I would just change the strategy like every single, like almost every 2-3 weeks. Like, it was so bad. It was like really bad. So that's one thing you have to eliminate from your trading. You cannot strategy hop. Like, you have to collect data, and you have to back test. I recommend my students to back test for at least 2 years, so, or a year and a half, let's say. So at least 36 months, or 24 months to 36 months. Back test as much as you can, collect the data, and if the strategy is profitable, just stick to it, because every strategy is gonna have its downs, every strategy is gonna have its ups. It's not always like you're gonna do like 5 to 10% every month, right? It's not gonna happen. Like, no strategy in the world does 10% every month. So you're gonna have slow phases. You're gonna have phases where it's a little slower, and you're gonna have phases where it's crazy, and you're gonna have less phases. So you have to manage your your emotions, and you cannot strategy hop. So you have to eliminate that completely from your trading. Stick to one strategy all the time and get better with it over time. Take a look at your losses, journal it. Talking about journaling, that's going to be in one of my points also. But when you stick to one strategy, you can take a look at your losses after and you can get better on them. So it's very important to just stick to one. I'm going to give you guys an example. I gave this example to one of my students. So let's take McDonald's for example. Let's say when they started the company. So let's say in the beginning they weren't doing good, right? And then suddenly they switched their whole thing and they started selling pizzas instead. Where would McDonald's be right now? They wouldn't be McDonald's, right? The famous McDonald's that we know. So they didn't do that. They stick to selling burgers. So you have to stick to your strategy, right? It goes the same with all businesses. Like all the businesses in the beginning, right? They have their tough periods, and it's not like you're gonna start a business and you're gonna take off right away, right? You fail in the beginning, you fail, and then after, over time you learn and you get better. So it's the same thing with trading. It applies to trading also. So you when you find your strategy and it works and it's profitable, you see the potential and you see the data is supporting also, supporting basically that the strategy is profitable. Just stick to it and get better over time with it. Trust me, like when you take a look at your losses and you just with the experience and like recognizing your setup, like when I come to the chart now and I see my setup, it's instant. Like I see it and I execute. Like over time you just get better. So number one, stick to your strategy. Don't strategy hop. It's very, very important. Number two is journaling. Like I spoke about it in the first point, I briefly spoke about it, but journaling is number two for me. It really, really changed my trading in a big way. Why? Because basically when you take a trade after that and let's say you take a trade and you lost, right? You can go over your trade, you can see what you did wrong if you did something wrong. I'm saying if because it's completely normal to have losses, and it's not always like if you have a loss and you did something wrong. So let's say you take a trade and you have a loss. You can go over it, see if you did something wrong, and if you did, then you can tweak it, right? You can tweak it and you can get better. And that applies to the first point also. It goes with the first point also, because let's say you did something wrong, right? You can tweak it and it's going to improve your win rate also, which applies to sticking to the same strategy basically. So journaling is very, very important, just even like knowing at the end of every month or every quarter, like what are your results? Instead of like going on MT5 and counting one by one. If you have a certain journal, you can just add everything up and what are your results quarterly, monthly, yearly, all that stuff. You have everything, how many pips you caught, what time you took the trade. Let's say all of your trades happen at 8:30 a.m. a New York session. So you know that okay, at this time I have to be in front of the charts. At this time I have to be focused and ready. So it just gives you a lot of data and just a lot of knowledge about your strategy itself, and it helps in a big way. Also, I'm going to give you guys another example. Let's say your bank account, right? So I'm sure you guys take a look at your bank account very often, right? Because you track your finances, so you know how much you're spending, where you're spending, how much money you're receiving. So the same applies to your trading. Like when you're journaling, you have a sheet of all the trades you took, all your profits, all your losses. So basically you're just keeping track of your finance, same way you're keeping track of your trades, right? So it's the same thing. Journaling, number two, very, very important, very key. All right, number three. So number three is don't overcomplicate your trading. That one is very, very important for me. I'm gonna explain you guys what I mean by that, not overcomplicating your trading. So let's say back in the days, sometimes I would be taking buys at a certain level. Let's say at a supply zone, I was taking longs, and then I would go on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube, and I would see someone that I looked up to or someone that I follow. That person was taking sells at the same position. So I would be like, okay, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? It would kind of like, I would have doubts that creep into my trading. So then what I would do is that I wouldn't take the position, or it used to go in profit a bit and then I enter, and then it was just all messed up. So really it affected my trading a lot. And that's the third point basically. Don't let any external distractions come into your trading. Just focus on what you know and focus on the way you know how to trade. Like forget all the rest, because the truth is that there is a lot of strategies out there, and I'm not saying that only your strategy is the best. You might be wrong, you might be right, the next person might be right, and just focus on what you know, because at the end of the day, if you collected data on your strategy and it's profitable, then over time you're going to be profitable, so it doesn't matter. So that was one thing I really had to control, uh, just not caring about what others thought. And there's a saying that less is more. So yeah, obviously it's important to collect as much knowledge as you can and get better every day, but sometimes it's better to know less. Like, just know what you know, like you follow your own strategy and apply that only to your trading, and forget the external noise, forget whatever other people are saying, and just trade the way you know how to trade. So that was number 3 for me. Very key, very, very key. Number 4. All right, so number 4, probably the most important, if not one of the most important ones, risk management. So when I learned actual risk management, it took my trading to the next level. Like, it really, really improved my trading so well. Like, what I mean by risk management is, playing the survival game. So how do you win in trading? You win in trading by surviving, right? Because 99% of people, they lose. So what I used to do back in the days, everyone went through that stage, where they wanted to have money as fast as possible. They heard stuff like, oh, trading is a get rich quick. And the truth is that it's not. So I really learned to manage my risk, whether it's a fixed lot size or a certain lot size, depending on the amount that you risk. Just calculating the lot size well, using that well. And another thing that I apply to my trading, which I tell my students, is a 1 to 3 risk to reward. Personally, that's what I do. I target a minimum of a 1 to 3, and that really, really helps my trading. Why? Because you don't have to win as much when your risk to reward is high. So I'm gonna explain you guys. I'm gonna post a chart down too, of the win rates that you need with a 1 to 3 risk to reward. I'm gonna give you guys an example. So let's say I don't need to have an 80% win rate or a 90% win rate or even a 70% win rate if I'm trading a 1 to 3, because let's say if I take 2 losses and I win the third one, my wins are gonna out eat my losses. So let's say, I'm gonna give you guys an example. Let's say I'm trading on a $100,000 account and I risk 1%. So 1% risk is $1,000, right? So let's say I lost 2 trades in a row. So 1,000 plus 1,000 is 2,000. So total I lost 2,000. And the third one I win it, right? I won 3,000. So I lost 2,000, but then I won 3,000. So I have $1,000 profit. So that's a 33% win rate right there, right? Because I won 1 out of 3. So your win rate is terrible, but you're still in profit because of your risk to reward. So I really, focused on that part of trading and just managing my risk and not being stupid, like not gambling, just strategically managing my risk. And that was really, really a game changer for me. Like, I know a lot of people say that risk management is key, but it really, really is key. Like, once you apply it to your charts, like, it's gonna change your trading. And like I said, the goal of trading is to survive, because most people, they lose. So you have to keep your losses small and you have to keep your winners big, unless you're gonna get killed in this game. Like, your losses have to be smaller than your wins. Keep those losses very small, keep those winners big. Like that, you don't need a humongous win rate. You can just focus on your own strategy and just keep trading. So yeah, those were the 4 points right there. Number 1 being not to strategy hop, basically stick to your own strategy. Number 2 being to journal all your trades, keep track of all your trades. Like that, you can work on your losses and see what you're doing right with your wins, just to keep track of all your trades, basically. Number 3 was don't overcomplicate your trades. Just trade what you know and ignore all the external distractions. And number 4 was risk management. So managing your risk and just surviving in the game. And like I said, having a good risk management, risk to reward also allows you to lower, you can have a lower win rate and still be profitable. So those were the 4 points that really took my trading, to the next level. And I'm just getting better and better every year. So I wanted to share these 4 points with you guys. After 6 years of trading, you learn a lot. So I wanted to share this with you guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me down below. You guys can text me on Instagram also. DM me on Instagram. You can send me a message on Twitter, X. I'm very active over there also. I'd be very glad to have a chat with you guys. Also, you guys can join my Discord, which is a private Discord that we have. But it's open to all the public right now. for free. We opened it to you guys, so feel free to communicate with me on that. And if you guys like the video, drop a like and subscribe. Appreciate it.